Hello, my friends. Russell Wright from networkempire.com, and I'm so glad to be presenting the new Video Website Silo Architecture course, which is a course that teaches the combination of the legacy website silo architecture SEO ranking method with persuasion architecture, which is one of the missing elements that most people really forget when they get wrapped up in a highly technical process. So we created this course because a lot of our students were becoming overly technical when they were building their website silo architecture, and they were forgetting to sell. You've got to sell. My area of expertise is persuasion architecture and neuromarketing. And so this course is simply a reminder of how to take those amazing keywords and KDNA and the latent semantic indexing clusters of words that you've pulled from our software like Kraken, ThemeZoom, the last keyword tool, and now Domain Web Studio, soon to be Network Empire, and incorporate them into killer copy. Remember, keywords are not really keywords. They're actually part of sentences. And those sentences really are cries for solutions. They're cries for painkillers. When somebody's typing a word in the search engine, it's a cry for help many times. Even if it's just to answer a simple question on Wikipedia, it's still a cry for help. Your job is to take frequently asked questions and cries for help and provide painkiller, whether it's the answer to a question and or a product with a buy button. And we're going to talk precisely about how to incorporate persuasion architecture with website technical SEO ranking. In Module 1, we're going to talk about what is video website silo architecture. I've given you a basic overview. We'll get into it a little bit more. Bruce Clay has recently said that if competition has video and you don't, competition wins. We could not agree more. It's absolutely true. Sue and I have been preparing for the dawn of video silo architecture for some time. And it's really important to understand the difference between video on your WR1 websites and video on your WR2. Now, people sometimes get confused, especially people who've never met us. What we mean by that? Well, inside the members area, we explain all of that in our Network Empire Market Domination chart, otherwise called the socially active one web ring perpetual downstream traffic system. Now, when I say one web ring, this is not the kind of web ring that's going to get you busted that's trying to gain Google. Okay? It's not like that. This is the web ring that shows you how to drive traffic from your social media systems and generate PageRank out of thin air and know when to hem and when to haw, when to drive traffic from a social media branded site, how do you set up your Twitter accounts, how do you use your Twitter army. There's many, many things that we show you inside the networkempire.com basic members area that you won't see anywhere else. But it's very, very important to know these structures and these layers, if you will, the genetic stuff of your empire, because otherwise you waste a ton of money buying stuff for the wrong layers. And we're going to talk about that here in a second. So lesson 2, we're going to talk about what is website silo architecture. Just a basic overview. We've given you some idea, refresher right here in this video, but not really. In summary, website silo architecture is a method I learned from Bruce Clay as far back as 2004. Allows you to rank higher for far fewer inbound links using a specific internal site structure that simply reminds Google that when you're talking about something in a category, you're talking about it for everywhere else in the site. Or when you're talking about a specific topic, link back to the main silo landing page that is most likely to get ranked, that you want to get ranked. It's the target ranking page. We get into all this in the course, okay? But it just suffices to say that you can rank powerfully for specific types of keywords or even entire clusters of keywords using our Domain Web Studio technology, using Kraken, using other softwares we have, when you're using website silo architecture. Lesson 3 is what is persuasion architecture. Once you've got the ranking capacity, then you have to have the words. You got to be a wordsmith, you got to be a salesman, you have to know how persuasion is integrated onto the landing page. You have to know the behavior and the profile, if you will, of your target market. You know, and this is very, very important. And this is called persuasion architecture. We're going to show you how that works. We're going to lay down the law for persuasion architecture, give you some insight about the much missed aspects of persuasion architecture. And I'm going to give you the persuasion grid, never before released. This is the top 10 to 14 most powerful persuasion methods on earth and the top 14 human beings that invented them. Some of these are the top copywriters of all time. And I'm going to give you the one major secret that's a pain in the ass for everybody who's building web pages. Okay? When to use them and when not to. In other words, the recommended primary context. What I hate about all the different persuasion methods out there. Everywhere from Mark Joyner's Irresistible Offer to you name it. You know, The irresistible offer is a perfect example. The irresistible offer is a useful method, but it's not the entire sales page. It's a method that you want to use when you have 1 minute or less, 30 seconds or less, or you have a space of about 1 inch by 5 inches, okay? Or in AdWords. You got to know when to use what kind of persuasion method where, and we give you a pretty good idea of how to do that. In lesson 4, we're going to talk about choosing a video style or video script. What kind of video do you use? Like right now, I'm giving you a screen capture in Camtasia using the Brain module, because that's the way that I like to work. I like visual knowledge management, okay? But that's not the right thing for everybody. In fact, outside of the tech business, it's probably not a good idea to use this technology I'm using right now. You may want to have a professional person talking. You may want to have picture-in-picture. You may want to have picture-in-picture-in-picture. We call this 3P. I'm going to show you how that works. Okay? And more importantly, I'm going to show you what methods you need to watch out for. We're going to give you some metrics. Lesson 5, the index page, your flagship video, the biggest idea. Okay? We believe you should have your big idea on your homepage. Just seems to be the case. Why not use video? We'll show you what kind of methods you can use. There are several considerations you need to make. You have to know what your WR1 website is, like we showed you earlier, those web rings. It's very, very important. What are you selling? We're going to show you a little known method that I use and I teach only my live certified ThemeZoom event attendees. Okay? I'm not going to give you the whole thing, but I am going to show you the basics of how we lay out our 7-day certification event in terms of branding. We're going to show you how, in this 10-minute module, we're going to show you exactly how you need to communicate with your audience most passionately to get the most results. Okay, and do you have a subject matter expert on staff? If you don't, it changes the way you're going to do business. Okay, seems obvious, but we really need to get into it with you. And yeah, you can do all this without a video, but why? It's so easy and so much more effective. I'll give you some options there. Lesson 6 is the Invention solution, your painkiller silo landing page. We're going to show you how your silo landing page is oftentimes better your product than just a random keyword. In other words, if you lay the products or the invention or the solution or your painkiller out on the silo landing page and talk to your audience about it, and you're using keywords that they're using that we call frequently asked questions, then they're going to arrive on that page, and then if you're actually answering their pain with an invention or a solution in a distinct way by providing distinction, they're going to buy your product or at least take an action, whatever targeted action you have. I'm going to show you exactly how to lay out that page. Lesson 7 is supporting video articles and other content options. We're going to talk about how your supporting articles to the silo landing pages technically works the same as website silo architecture. By supporting that silo landing page, the keyword flow goes into them, the buoyant page rank is effect, but we're going to show you how to be even more persuasive on those articles by simply just creating video articles. It's not rocket science, but we'll give you a bunch of ideas on how to do that. Lesson 8 is hosting and video players. Welcome to the jungle. There are a ton of hosting and video players. I can tell you right now that the takeaway on this module is simply, are you on your WR1, your transactional money site area of the web ring, or are you focusing on your WR2? This is the map that I've got in the background here. When I'm focusing on my WR2 traffic network and I'm uploading thousands upon thousands of videos per day and I'm driving thousands of visitors on video, I don't use my own hosting for the bulk of that. And it's important to know when you need to use your own hosting and when you do not. Then we're going to talk about the one-feed RSS syndication of your videos automatically. Okay? We're going to talk about the possibility of getting your videos into an RSS feed, and it's set and forget. These are the same done-for-you services provide. It's also kind of a famous course we have called the One Feed to RuleTheMall.com course, where we show you exactly how to set up the one feed. It's a one-time set and forget per blog or per RSS feed. It's very cool, and it really works. But specifically, we want to start preparing you, at this point in the lesson plan, we're going to start preparing you for the syndication of your videos automatically. Even though you might have a static site when you're building your video website silo architecture, we want to start building the frame of how you might want to start automatically syndicating videos in the future. And we want to give you contrast between the advantages of having a syndication feed versus a static website. We want to start moving you over to dynamic website properties as quickly as possible, because that's where things are going. Lesson 10 is promoting and curating your videos manually. You still need to know how to do that. For example, if you're on a static website with HTML pages, you still want videos on all your pages, and you're going to need to go ahead and curate those manually. There's some places you're going to need to put them that you can't put automatically per se, and you also want to give them some hand touch. You really want to make sure that you're doing some of these by hand, especially on your branded platforms, and we're going to talk about that quite a bit. Lesson 11 is the video sitemap thumbnail ranking trick. I'm going to show you this method and this plugin and this script that we use. It's the only one that has successfully implemented the video sitemap thumbnail ranking trick that I have found so far. There's a couple others, but they make it very difficult. This is the easiest, and I'm going to show you exactly how it works. Lesson 12 is creating a video blogging schedule to maintain topic authority. Hopefully by the time you're done with this website silo architecture video course, or video website silo architecture, you're going to realize that making static sites are not the future. Even if you're making a static site in a website silo architecture format, you're going to want to start moving towards a system that allows you to create a personal brand broadcasting network on a schedule, and blogs are best used for that. They're really helpful when it's called video blogging. Sue is also going to show you some stuff about how to properly theme mirror your blog with your main site. Sometimes people do use WordPress for their main site, and then they have a blog category, or they have a separate blog tied to that. That's fine. We'll show you how to set up that for optimal SEO, for theme mirroring, for website silo architecture, and for most conversion. That is the ability to convert from your regular broadcasts video, your video blog, and transfer that traffic to your main Persuasion pages so that people actually purchase stuff from you. So don't forget, you really got to remember to sell when you're building SEO structure. More and more SEOs are falling down on this fact, and they're having less and less result in conversion. Okay? So I'm so looking forward to having you inside this course. I'm going to go ahead and leave this brain information, this visual management tool out so everybody can see what's in this course. And the rest of you just go ahead and move forward to Module 1 and follow the lesson plan. I look forward to seeing everybody else on the inside. Russell Wright from networkempire.com signing off.